In 2008, Tesla was hanging by a thread, on the verge of disappearing, dangling dangerously close to the edge of being forgotten. The new electric car company, once full of promise, was now about to fall apart. The company was losing money at a very fast rate, with its future clouded by production nightmares, hit by constant problems and unexpected challenges in making its ideas real, and by worried investors who were quickly losing faith that the company could deliver on its big promises. The Roadster, its first car, the vehicle that was supposed to change the car industry, was late and way over budget, falling into a financial black hole that threatened to swallow the whole company. Investors lost faith, their first excitement replaced by a growing feeling of worry and doubt. And money ran out, leaving Tesla desperately looking for a lifeline to stay afloat. As the world economy fell apart, making Tesla's already bad situation even worse and casting a shadow of uncertainty over its future, Elon Musk, who had put all his money from PayPal, his personal wealth, into Tesla, faced public and personal ruin, the very real chance of losing everything he had worked so hard to achieve. The pressure was huge, a constant heavy weight of responsibility on him. Failure would mean not just losing money, it would be a huge blow to his reputation and his vision. But the end of a dream that had captured the world's attention and promised a sustainable future. As the world watched, the media looked closely at every move and the public held its breath. Many expected Tesla to become just another failed startup, meant to join the long list of companies that had promised a lot but delivered little. But Musk refused to give up, his strong will fueled by a deep belief in his vision. Determined to prove that electric cars, that these vehicles, could change the world. The company's darkest hour had arrived, the moment of truth that would decide its fate. And survival seemed almost impossible. The odds were against them, and the path forward was unclear. The 2008 financial crisis didn't just affect Tesla, it almost wiped it out. Money stopped flowing, banks stopped lending, and even big companies like GM and Ford were begging for money to stay afloat. In this situation, a fancy electric car seemed like a crazy idea. Tesla's customers disappeared, and their business plan, which relied on always getting more money, fell apart. People made fun of the company, saying it was just a rich guy's hobby. Fear took over the market, and Tesla's goals seemed unimportant while people were losing their jobs and homes. The company wasn't just fighting for money, it was fighting against a huge wave of worldwide sadness. Against all the odds, Tesla tried to sell hope in a time of panic. The Roadster was supposed to prove that electric cars could be quick and good. Instead, it showed how new Tesla was. Costs went way up, things got delayed, and every car sold lost money. The factory was a mess, and the company's money in the bank was getting dangerously low. Employees weren't getting paid on time, and suppliers weren't getting paid at all. Customers got fed up, asking for their money back. Investors called, not to help, but to question Musk's leadership. Tesla was in a tough spot. It needed to build cars to stay alive, but every car built pushed it closer to going broke. The dream was fading, dollar by dollar. The company's future was hanging by a thread. With Tesla and SpaceX on the edge, both companies were struggling under the weight of debt and production problems. The future was unclear, and failure hung over them like a dark cloud. Musk faced a tough choice: give up everything, admit defeat, and sell what was left, or risk what he still had, diving deeper into the unknown. It was a deciding moment, testing his strength and commitment. Most people would say to cut your losses, save what you can, and move on. Financial advisors and industry experts told him to scale back, reorganize, and avoid a total collapse. But Musk refused to listen. He saw failure as betraying Tesla's mission, giving up on the idea of a sustainable future. For him, it wasn't just a business. It was a deep promise to a bigger purpose. Instead of backing down and playing it safe, he doubled down, going against all odds and betting everything on Tesla's success. To pay for this bold gamble, he started selling his belongings. This included his prized McLaren F1, a famous car and a symbol of his love for engineering and speed. He emptied his bank accounts, pouring every penny into Tesla, hoping to boost production and get through the crisis. He took out personal loans, even turning to friends and acquaintances, begging for financial help when he needed it most. Musk's gamble was more than just money. It was a deep emotional investment, a strong promise to his vision. It was a huge personal sacrifice, showing his strong belief in what Tesla could do. He gave up his own wealth, setting aside comforts and luxuries, all to keep Tesla alive and fighting. Day after day he faced tough challenges, working tirelessly to solve problems and keep the company afloat. This wasn't just business, it was a war against failure, a constant fight against the forces threatening to bring down his vision. His all-or-nothing bet was a brave and desperate act, a calculated risk that could lead him to glory or ruin. Musk's commitment inspired some others to stay and fight, to believe in his vision and give their best for Tesla's success. The company's future now depended on his willingness to risk everything, his strong belief in his vision, and his team's ability to overcome challenges. Tesla's future would be decided by this final bet, a key moment that would shape Elon Musk's legacy and the future of the car industry. It was December 2008, a month that hung like a dark cloud over Tesla and the world. The global money crisis was at its worst, and the future looked unsure for everyone, especially for young, go-getting companies like Tesla. In those dark days, Tesla was dangerously close to going under, just a few days from going bankrupt. Things were so bad that the ghost of going broke hung over every choice, every meeting, every day that passed. To make things worse, Elon Musk's own money, which he had already put a lot into the company, was almost completely gone. Every penny mattered, and the pressure was huge. Employee salaries and piled-up bills ate up every bit of money they had, making a bad cycle of money problems. Every day, things got worse. The desperate search for outside money didn't work. No new investor wanted to take a chance on Tesla, fearing it would fail soon. And the investors who were already there, worried about the economy, didn't want to put more money into a business that seemed set to fail. Trust was low and fear was clear. With this sad situation, Elon Musk faced one last tough choice, a problem that would test his limits and his belief in Tesla. He had to decide if he would use his last money, the safety net he had built to protect his family, to try and save the company, or if he would accept what was going to happen and let Tesla die, taking with it the dreams and hard work of so many people. In a brave and strong move, he chose to risk everything, betting on Tesla's promise and his idea of a greener future. He moved his last millions, every penny he had, into the company's accounts, hoping that this desperate act could bring back hope. This desperate but incredibly brave act shamed and inspired some unsure investors to match his effort, showing that they still believed in Tesla's promise. Together, in a combined, last-minute effort, they managed to get enough to keep Tesla alive. But it was by a very, very small amount. The funding round was finally finished on Christmas Eve, a true Christmas miracle for the company. Just in time, only a few hours before the final deadline that would have meant Tesla going bankrupt. Elon Musk's strong belief and the sacrifice of his own money gave Tesla a bit more time to breathe and fight for its life. However, even with this small break, the company's survival was still far from sure. The future remained unclear, and Tesla would still face many tough times ahead. As if on cue, just when Tesla's private money ran out, a miracle happened. The US government approved Tesla for a very important loan program, showing that their technology and mission were valid. The $465 million loan, which was finalized in 2009, changed everything. It paid for the Model S and a new factory for car parts, giving Tesla a real chance to stay in business. The loan stopped the craziness of chasing money and let the team focus on building the future. Musk's big gamble and the government's help created a strong teamwork. Without both, Tesla would have disappeared in the winter of 2008. The company finally had a way to survive. With the new money, Tesla went from just trying to stay alive to making new things. The Model S became the company's most important project. It had to be more than just a good electric car. It had to be the best car, period. When the Model S came out in 2012, it shocked everyone. It was beautiful, fast, and full of new technology. Its range and how well it performed broke old ideas about electric cars. Critics loved it, and awards started pouring in, Motor Trend's Car of the Year, and almost perfect scores from Consumer Reports. Tesla paid back its government loan early, shutting up the doubters. The Model S showed that Musk's big gamble was right. Tesla was no longer a joke. It was a powerhouse. The electric car revolution had begun. The Model S didn't just save Tesla, it changed how people thought about Musk. Before, he was made fun of for being reckless. Now he was praised as someone with big ideas. The car industry quickly tried to catch up, starting real electric car projects. Musk's never-give-up attitude made the world take electric cars seriously. He pulled the industry into the future, making a market where there wasn't one before. His personal gamble became something that started a worldwide change. Musk was now seen as a symbol of new ideas, not just in cars, but in all technology. The world finally understood, sometimes being called crazy is the first step to changing everything. Tesla's near-death and rebirth are more than just a business story. They're a lesson in boldness. True change needs big leaps, not tiny steps. Musk's willingness to risk everything for a goal bigger than himself changed what leadership means. Tesla's story shows the power of new ideas driven by a purpose. The goal was never just cars. It was to speed up sustainable energy. This goal inspired employees, customers, and investors. History proves that belief, backed by action and sacrifice, can change everything. For dreamers and business owners, Tesla's journey is a reminder. The biggest risks can change the world. Sometimes, all it takes is one person willing to risk it all. If you like this journey full of twists and turns and corporate adrenaline, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our next stories. Here, every week, we reveal what's behind famous brands, companies that almost disappeared, and decisions that changed the world. And comment below, what other company do you want to see here on the channel? It can be one you love, hate, or are curious about how it started. See you in the next video. And remember, behind every great company, there's always a moment when everything almost fell apart.